recording part, right? Okay. So today we're gonna start with inequality. But before coming to that particular thing, I need to teach you some basic things, which you should know before, going through inequality sums or how we have to deal with the problem. See, inequality consists of two things. एक तो normal inequality problems होते हैं और एक term होता है modulus, right? Obviously that will take a little bit much more time, coming to modulus. But just I'm thinking inequality is all about, solving inequality, right? For example, when I say inequality, right, what comes in your mind? Like, for example, if I'm writing a equal to 5, right? So I know the value of a is what? 5, fine. But for example, if I'm telling about inequality, inequality means either it will be greater or it will be less, right? For example, if I'm writing this out as this, a is greater than 5, right? So when I'll ask you what is the value of a, right? You want to tell? So a can be any number that is greater than 5, right? Fine. So if I need to write it out, if I need to write it in a format way, if I a belongs from where to where, right? So we know a is greater than 5. So greater than means it can goes up to infinity, right? Fine. Now there is two things what you can write. आप एक तो ये लिख सकते हो 5 to infinity और एक लिख सकते हो 6 to infinity, right? Fine. See, the problem here is if I'm writing a greater than 5, right? So automatically a cannot be equal to 5, right? But one more thing, I did not told you that a is integer, right? So a can be 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, right? When I'm considering this one, 6 to infinity, right? So I'm excluding this particular part, right? So this will be wrong. Fine, correct will be this thing. But now the things come up. Ki bhai, then sir, how will you differentiate this one? Right, through brackets. So we differentiate it through brackets. So now here comes the first basic part, that is close bracket and open bracket, right? Fine. Close bracket is like this, like a box, and open bracket is like this. Fine. Now, for example, if I'm writing any number between these two box, right? This means the definition of this box is that this particular thing, right? Whatever. For example, let's suppose I'm writing x belongs to this particular box, right? That means x can be a to b, right? It will be also include a as well as b and the other number which are between a and b, right? So if I'm writing this particular bracket and the number what is next to this bracket, right? That number will be included. For example, when I had to write this one, greater than equal to 5, right? What does it mean? That you have to include 5, right? So which bracket you gonna use? You're gonna use this bracket, right? So it will be what? 5 to infinity. Hello. So you would have understood when we will be using this open bracket, when that number doesn't have to include, right? For example, if I'm writing a to b in the between of open bracket, it means that if I'm writing x belongs to a to b, right? It means that x will not equal to a, not equal to b, only between a and b. Right. One more thing you should keep in your mind. For infinity, whenever you are writing infinity in a sequential manner or in a bracket manner, right? Always use this bracket because we don't know what exactly is infinity. We are just assuming, there's something would be a greater number to write on a paper. To just let the people know that if they are telling a is greater than equal to 5, it should be 5 to infinity. We are including infinity, right? We don't know what is the value of infinity, right? So for that reason, always use open bracket for infinity part, right? Fine. Now, when you have to use close bracket, when the number which you are writing next to that particular close bracket, right, that has to be included. That means if there is any close bracket, that means it is greater than equal to or less than equal to, right? But if there is open bracket, that means greater or less. Fine. So just now the sum what we did, right? I'm writing it in the form of a bracket. I just told you A is greater than 5 and A is greater than equal to 5, right? Or if I'm writing A is less than equal to 5 or A is less than 5, right? Fine. So in this particular scenario, which bracket you gonna use? You wanna use open bracket, right? So what will be the answer for this? 5 to infinity, right? Fine. Similarly, A less than 5, it means minus infinity to 5, right? Now, in this particular scenario, they are telling A is greater than equal to 5. That means what? Right? If I'm writing this bracket, it means what? It shows what? That is greater than equal to. If I'm writing this bracket, that is just greater than, right? Clear? Bracket definition is clear. Hello.
Yes, sir.
ब्रैकेट की डेफिनेशन क्लियर है?
Yes.
Any doubt in this? If anything is coming in your mind, you can directly ask. But this is just a definition, right? We are not even solving the sums yet, right? बस आपको समझना है. For example, obviously ऑप्शन में आपको वो ऐसे नहीं लिखेगा ना. ऑप्शन में आपको ये ब्रैकेट के साथ देगा, ठीक है? So open bracket, close bracket. You just remember in a spherical and square. If it's a square, it means that number will be included. If it's a spherical, that means like a circle type, half circle type, right? That number is not included. Fine. This thing is clear. हेलो, ये क्लियर है ना?
हाँ
हेलो. फाइन. ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं. अभी इनइक्वालिटी यूज क्यों होता है? व्हाट डज इट मीन, राइट? फॉर एग्जांपल, लेट अस सी. मैंने लिखा a ग्रेटर देन 8, राइट? ठीक है, फाइन. तो यू गोना टेल सर व्हाई यू आर टेलिंग दैट this the answer would be 8 to infinity, right? How you can tell this, right? Obviously through a number line. Obviously we are telling कि a greater than 8, तो यहाँ की सारी वैल्यू इट विल बी डन, राइट? नंबर लाइन, राइट? नाउ लेट अस अंडरस्टैंड द कांसेप्ट बिहाइंड इट, राइट? सी, जब भी आपको इनइक्वालिटी में यू हैव टू सॉल्व अ सम, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल दिस इज व्हाट इट इज गिवन अस, राइट? तो आप उसको सिंपल इक्वल की तरह ट्रीट करो, ठीक है? तो इफ इट वुड बी a इक्वल टू 8, हाउ वुड हैव रिटन इट एज a minus 8, that is equal to 0, right? So similarly, take 8 on this side, what would happen? Right, fine. So what does it mean? कि आप कोई भी वैल्यू 8 से बड़ी डालोगे, राइट? इट विल गिव यू व्हाट? दिस विल बी पॉजिटिव. Greater than 0 means what? This particular term a minus 8 will be positive for what value? A greater than 8, right? And if you are considering a less than 8, this particular equation will give you what? Negative value. Hello. This thing is clear. You can put any number. 7 put करो, -1 आएगा. Hello. Hello. Clear है ना? Right. So can I write कि for 8 on the right hand side, if I am considering any number greater than 8, right? This value is giving us what? Positive. Or what I can write? Greater than 0. Hello. Fine. Similarly, if you are considering any number that is less than 8, right? This is what? Negative. That is less than 0. Fine. At 8, what is happening? This is at 8. This equation will be 0. Fine. Hello. Now, tell me. For example, if I'm writing f of x as a minus 8, right? A equal to 8 is what of this? It is 0, root, or factor, right? You know the definition of zeros? What is the very definition of zero? For example, if I'm writing f of x is equal to, our equation is written to us, right? For example, ax plus b, right? Fine. So when I say 0 root factor, right? For example, if I'm saying 0, I'm telling roots, right? It means that what value of x what value of x you're gonna substitute in this particular equation so that this equation turns up to 0. Right? This equation becomes 0. For example, in this particular equation, आप एक ही जगह क्या डाल रहे हो कि आपको 0 मिल जा रहा है, 0 हो जा रहा है ये. A is equal to 8. Hello. 0 की definition clear ना? In a particular equation, what value of x or y in which the equation is being given, right? You're gonna put so that that particular equation turns up to 0, right? That particular value is known as 0 or root or factor. If you're gonna ask me, sir, why you are teaching this at this point, right? इसी के थ्रू इनइक्वलिटी के क्वेश्चन विल बी सॉल्व, राइट? हेलो, 0 की डेफिनेशन क्लियर है? हेलो, 0 की डेफिनेशन क्लियर है ना?
यस। हम्म।
फाइन, आगे बढ़ते हैं. अभी जो आपने ये देखा है ना, x ग्रेटर देन 2 कैसे सॉल्व करोगे, x ग्रेटर देन 3 कैसे सॉल्व करोगे. नाउ लेट अस सॉल्व द इक्वेशन, राइट? ऐसे x minus 3 is greater than 0. If a sum comes up like this, right? What are the methods to solve it, right? कुछ नहीं करना होता. जब भी आपके पास inequality का sum है ना, inequality sum तब भी, right? The first step should be find number of zero, right? इस particular question में how many zeros are there? किन दो वैल्यू पे जीरो हो रहा है? 2 and 3.
3.
So how many number of zeros are there? 2, right? Now next step is write the number of zeros on the number line. सबसे पहले what will come? 2, then 3, right? Once it is done, start on the right hand side. Start from the right hand side, right? Right hand side means this area, this particular area, right? For example, the first put it as plus, then alternative sign, minus, plus. Now you need to check out, if you need to check whether we have written it correctly or not, right? Plus means greater than 0, less than 0, right? Now think of any number greater than 3. Think of any number greater than 3. Let us assume 4, right? Put 4 instead of x. See what you are getting. Hello, 2 आ रहा है, and 2 is what? Greater than 0. Hello, है ना? Take a number between 2 and 3. Take as 1. 1 ले लो आप. क्या आ रहा है बताओ? 1 लेने पे what you are getting? Hello, hello. 1 पे क्या आ रहा है? और लेस देन 2 ले लो. सॉरी, 1 पे नहीं, 1 पे नहीं, 2 and 3 के बीच में कोई भी नंबर ले लो ना. 2.2 ले लो, ठीक है? 2.2, टेक इट एज 2.2. सॉरी फॉर द नेगेटिव पार्ट, राइट? 1 पे तो ऑब्वियसली आपके पास पॉजिटिव आ जाएगा, ठीक है? टेक 2.2. For 2.2 this will be what? 0.2. Hello, and this will be
पॉजिटिव, नेगेटिव,
minus 0.8, right? You know very well, if you multiply plus into minus, what do you get? Minus,
नेगेटिव.
negative, right? Hello, so this part will be negative. Now think of any number that is greater than 2, sorry, less than 2. 1, take 1. 1 पे यहाँ पे क्या आ रहा है? -1. And here you are getting what? -2. This is again positive. That's what I have written it here, right? एक और सम करते हैं, it will give you more clarity, right? Obviously थोड़ा नंबर अलग लेते हैं. For example, let us take it as like this. That is greater than 0. I'm writing just greater than 0, right? I'm telling you to solve this inequality. First step is what? पहला step क्या है? बताओ. Find value of x, right? Where this equation turns up to 0. What are the zeros for this equation? बताओ क्या है zeros? Hello, -6 है,
-6 and
-9, right?
-5.
Next step is what? Put it on the number line, है ना? Hello, right? पहले -9 आएगा कि -6 आएगा?
-9.
राइट? पता है ना, नेगेटिव में -9 इज स्मॉलर देन -6, राइट? फिर
हाँ.
-6, राइट? नेक्स्ट स्टेप, व्हाट आई टोल्ड यू गाइस, व्हाट नीड टू बी डन? Start with positive on the right hand side. Positive, negative, positive. Now think of a number. Take a number greater than -6. Let's take it as -5. ठीक है? Hello. है ना? X की जगह -5 डालो. Substitute instead of x -5. See what we are getting.
पॉजिटिव होगा वाला पार्ट।
What are you getting? यहाँ पे क्या आ रहा है? 1.
हाँ
And this part is when you substitute -5, 4. Hello. 4 into 1 is what? 4. That is positive. See, when I'm writing plus sign, it means that any number, if you are taking greater than -6, this particular equation, this particular equation, what we have considered here, right? This will be positive. When I say positive means what? Greater than 0. Clear? Hello. Fine. Now think of any number between -9 and -6. Socho. Take -7. -7 ले लो. Substitute instead of x, -7. Substitute. See, this is all basic things. ये आपको clear हो जाएगा ना? Trust me, inequality की कोई भी question आप solve कर लोगे. This is what is needed to understand. When we are using this bracket, why we are doing plus and all, right? See, people usually tell कि आप plus डाल दो. I am explaining you each and everything aspect of it. कि why it is negative. Why we are taking it as a negative. Negative means what? In inequality, it means less than 0. Fine. डाला -7. क्या है यहाँ पे आपका? Hello. -1. है ना? And here what will be getting? +2. -1 into +2 is what? -2. That is negative number. वही तो लिखा है भाई. Minus. Hello. Right? Now think of a number that would be less than -9. सोचो. कोई भी नंबर ले लो आप. Let's suppose -10 ले लेते हैं. What will be getting here? Hello. -4. Right? And here -1. Hello. Answer will be what? 4. Hello. That is what? Positive. That particular value is what? Positive. भाई मेरे clear है ना ये concept? What I am trying to tell. Hello. Till here it's clear to everyone, na?
हाँ
Yes.
sir.
Right. Steps you know very well. What you need to do? Find out the zeros. Put it on the number line. Start with the right hand side. Right hand side, what are you gonna put? Plus, minus, plus. Right. थोड़ा सा इसको बड़ा करते हैं उसमें भी कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. We can solve it out in that particular manner as well. Right. थोड़ा सा बड़ा करते हैं. Example. इसको आपको दो तरीके से सॉल्व करना है. ठीक है. एक ग्रेटर देन 0 और लेस देन 0. इसमें आपको आंसर्स बताने. ठीक है. तो ग्रेटर देन 0 मैं आपके लिए सॉल्व कर देता हूँ. मतलब सॉरी सॉरी सॉरी, आप ट्राई करो फिर मैं आई विल एक्सप्लेन. आई एम गिविंग यू 2 minutes. डोंट टेल द आंसर, राइट जस्ट राइट फ्रॉम योर एंड. फिर आई टेल यू हाउ टू राइट द आंसर्स. आंसर्स हम ब्रैकेट को यूज करके कैसे लिखते हैं, आई विल एक्सप्लेन दैट. वरुण क्लियर है ना भाई? ये और 10-12
हाँ
इनके
सर.
कौन के आए नहीं यार. फिर ये बोलते हैं सर समझ में नहीं आता. यही दिक्कत है रिकॉर्डिंग प्रोवाइड करने का. तो स्किप करते हैं लाइव क्लास की. रिकॉर्डिंग से कर लेंगे अपने हिसाब से. हाँ. वरुण माय पॉइंट इज ना कि बेसिक्स एक बार क्लैरिटी मिल जाएगा ना, फिर अलजेब्रा के कोई भी सम्स विल बी एबल टू डू. ठीक है. बस बेसिक्स पकड़ के रखो. Try to relate each and everything, कि how this is happening, what exactly it is telling you. You don't have to mug up. You don't have to mug up anything in algebra. कुछ mug up नहीं करना है. सिंपल. वो जो मैं प्लस साइन भी आपको बोल रहा हूँ ना, उसका रीजन है बोलने का. क्योंकि वट एवर नंबर वी आर कंसिडरिंग ग्रेटर देन दैट, राइट, ऑब्वियसली इट विल गिव यू पॉजिटिव नंबर ओनली. फॉर एग्जांपल अभी मैं समझाता हूँ इस सम्स में, तो विल गेट एन रफली आइडिया. ठीक है. टेल मी व्हाट आर द जीरोस इन दिस.
-3,
-3, -7 and
-7
8, right?
8.
And 8, right? Fine. फाइन. ठीक है. ठीक है. यहाँ तक क्लियर है सबको? हेलो. फाइन. Now let us take any number that is greater than 8, right? Fine. ठीक है. Think of any number 8. For example, ठीक है. आप 8 से कोई भी बड़ा number लोगे, right? This will be what? If you're gonna substitute any number that is greater than 8, right? This will give you what? Positive or negative value? आप 8 से कोई भी बड़ा नंबर लोगे, when you're gonna substitute instead of x, this particular thing will give you positive or negative value. Tell me ना, क्या देगा आपको ये? Positive? Hello, है ना? Right. Similarly, if you're gonna substitute it here, it will also give you positive value. You're gonna substitute it here, any number greater than 8, right? It will also give you positive value, right? So all three positive. Don't you think it will be positive only? Hello, fine, right? तो पहला आपका हो गया positive, then next will be what? Negative, positive, negative, right? Now let us solve it out in the form of, अगर वो बोल रहा है greater than 0, he is not writing equal to 0, right? तो आपको 8 को include नहीं करना होगा, ठीक है? He is telling greater than 0, fine. तो जो जो आपके प्लस वाले आंसर्स हैं, ठीक है, उसको आप राउंड अप कर लो, जो जो प्लस वाले हैं, ठीक है? स्टार्ट विद द लेफ्ट हैंड साइड, -7 to -3. What bracket we will be using? Hello, open bracket. Why? It is greater than 0. Hello, right? Hello, it is greater than 0. Now, what bracket you will be using? Open bracket.
Open.
Now, we have to even write 8 to infinity, right? Fine. So now tell me one thing. I don't have to write this one. Fine. One more thing. Have you heard about union? Union and intersection. Hello. सुना है क्या पहले कभी यूनियन और इंटरसेक्शन के बारे में? हेलो.
हाँ.
हाँ हाँ.
यूनियन मीन्स व्हाट? यूनियन क्या होता है? If I goes to with the definition, what does it mean?
जब दो सेट्स को कंबाइन करते हैं.
अरे एंड और में होता है ना, वैसा करके. व्हाट डू यू से? Right. It means that, see, whenever you are using union now, that means that this value and this value, both value have to be included, right? अगर आप intersection use कर रहे हो ना, that means that इनमें जो common values हैं, for example, I'll explain it through sums only. अब भी यहाँ ध्यान से देख लो कि जब we have to include this value as well as this value, right? Both value. So what sign we gonna use? We're gonna use union. So it will be -7 to -3 union 8 to infinity. Fine. On when we have to solve for less than 0, तो नेगेटिव वैल्यू सिर्फ ये इसमें और इसमें है, राइट? हेलो, फाइन. तो व्हाट विल बी फॉर नेगेटिव वैल्यू, क्या होगा बताओ? इट विल बी -infinity to -7, this bracket, that is open bracket, union -3 to 8. Hello, this thing is clear? हेलो, ये क्लियर है?
यस सर.
कुछ डाउट है तो बता दो, इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट. डाउट नहीं है ना इसमें? हेलो, वहीं अगर इंस्टेड ऑफ ग्रेटर देन, it would be greater than equal and less than equal, right? So what you would have done, instead of this bracket, कौन सा bracket आप use करते? Right, for infinity same bracket, this one only, right? Right? Hello, clear? Concept is clear? Hello, this particular concept is clear to everyone?
Yes.
ठीक है. अब थोड़ा सा एडवांस लेवल में बढ़ते हैं, जस्ट टू गिव अ क्लियरिटी. ये तो आप तो फिर ऐसे कोई भी सम सॉल्व कर लोगे, राइट? फॉर एग्जांपल, अब आते हैं दूसरे टाइप ऑफ सम, दैट इज ऑफ फ्रैक्शन टर्म. सेम सम है, अब लेट सपोज वी हैव टू सॉल्व दिस इक्वेशन, ठीक है। मेथड सब में सेम रहेगा, मेथड इज ऑलवेज सेम, ठीक है, मेथड कभी चेंज नहीं होगा। फाइन। सी, one more thing we should know about a fraction, that whenever we are writing a by b, right, in mathematical terms, obviously continuity and differentiability में वो 11th class में we have read, right, but what we know, लिमिट में जो पढ़ते हैं, ठीक है, कि दिस डिनोमिनेटर b कैन नॉट बी जीरो, b कभी जीरो हो ही नहीं सकता है, राइट, फाइन। सो अब इसको मैं एक्सप्लेन करूंगा थ्रू सम, बट यू शुड कीप इन दिस पर्टिकुलर माइंड, इन योर माइंड, कि इफ एनी फ्रैक्शन इज गिवन इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू, दैट इज लेट्स सपोज a by b, राइट, सो इन दिस पर्टिकुलर सिनेरियो b कैन नॉट बी इक्वल टू जीरो, b जीरो हो ही नहीं सकता, ठीक है, दिस थिंग इज क्लियर, फाइन। अब इस सम को हम सॉल्व करते हैं, ठीक है, यहां तो आपको कोई दिक्कत नहीं आएगी बिकॉज यू हैव ग्रेटर देन साइन, राइट। दिक्कत कहां आएगी हम वहां पे डिस्कस करेंगे, ठीक है, फाइन। टेल मी व्हाट आर द जीरोस फॉर दिस। देखो जीरो हो नहीं सकता है, बट इफ आई पुट x इक्वल टू माइनस टू, राइट, दिस पर्टिकुलर विल बिकम जीरो ओनली ना। हेलो, फाइन। व्हाट आर द जीरोस फॉर दिस इक्वेशन, दिस पर्टिकुलर टर्म, बताओ क्या क्या जीरो है। हेलो, x इक्वल टू 3 एंड
3 and -2.
-2, राइट, just put it on a number line. What will be the answer for this greater than zero? आंसर क्या होगा ग्रेटर देन जीरो का, बताओ, ग्रेटर देन जीरो बोल रहा है, व्हाट विल बी द आंसर? माइनस इन्फिनिटी टू -2
-2.
यूनियन 3 टू इंफिनिटी, राइट। व्हाट इफ ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू जीरो, ठीक है, ये ब्रैकेट जो आप यहाँ पे लिखोगे ये आप नहीं लिखोगे, व्हाई? बिकॉज वेन एवर यू हैव सम, ना द फर्स्ट थिंग यू शुड राइट, पहले लिख लो कि x कैन नॉट बी इक्वल टू 2, राइट। सो इफ इट्स ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू जीरो, द आंसर वुड बी माइनस इन्फिनिटी टू -2, same bracket, right? But for 3, you're gonna put open bracket. Fine. So whatever the zero that is coming in denominator, right? Whatever zero is coming in denominator, right? For that particular zero, you never have to include that particular value, right? If I don't have to include -2, right? So with -2, what bracket I will be using? Open bracket. Hello. Clear? This thing is clear. Fraction is clear. Hello. ये क्लियर है ना?
यस।
ए वाले का आप लोग आंसर बताना आप, ठीक है। -3 है, ठीक है। चलो ट्राई करो। सी, इसमें अगर सम 4x-3 है तो इसका जीरो क्या होगा? दैट मीन्स 4x-3 इज जीरो, तो x की वैल्यू कितनी होगी बताओ?
3/4।
3/4, राइट। हेलो, दिस थिंग इज क्लियर ना, यू नो ना। फॉर दिस व्हाट विल
हाँ
बी
हाँ।
जीरो? 2/3 instead of x, if you're gonna put 2/3, 3 will get down, we'll be having 2 - 2, that will be 0, right? जब भी आपको जीरो फाइंड करना है फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर सिंगल वेरिएबल में, कुछ नहीं, उसको इक्वल टू जीरो कर दो, सॉल्व फॉर x. For example, if I need to find out the zero for this one, 4x-3, if I need to find out zero, what I did, that is equal to 0, 4x equal to what? 3, x will be what? 3/4. Fine. ठीक है, अब ट्राई कर लो। See, if this thing is clear now, then इसके बाद मतलब obviously not in today class, we'll be continuing it in the next class. You'll be able to understand each and everything. एक और चीज में समझानी है, I want to give a clarity about that as well, तो अगले क्लास में through sums I'll explain that out. But this is a basic thing in inequality, right? यही लोगों में एक हुआ बना रखा है कि inequality थोड़ा टफ है एंड ऑल, नथिंग इज देयर, you just have to find the zeros, put on a number line, check out the signs, make sure that denominator cannot be zero, make sure about the bracket, whether it is greater than or greater than equal to. If it's just greater than or less than, you have to use open bracket. If it is greater than equal to or less than equal to, you have to use closed bracket. That's all. If this thing is clear in your head, any sum of inequality you guys can solve. Fine. So let us start with the first one. What are the zeros in this? Hello. इसमें zeros क्या क्या है?
-4, -7, 8, and 9.
You should start with the smallest number. It should be -7, then -4, then 8, then 9, right?
And 9.
Next step is what? Start with
So,
right hand side with positive sign. Positive, right? Start with this one. So first value will be what? Minus infinity to
-infinity to
-7.
-7.
Right.
-7 will be
Bracket will
equal to
be this bracket, right?
close,
Because
closed.
-7 is in numerator. Hello. Fine. Then union -4 to 8 because this is also positive.
-4 to
In
8.
this -4 पे आप ओपन ब्रैकेट यूज करोगे, सॉरी क्लोज ब्रैकेट यूज करोगे,
क्लोज
बट
रहेगा
फॉर 8
और 8 में
यू गोना
ओपन
यूज
रहेगा.
ओपन ब्रैकेट, राइट? यूनियन again what bracket? Though both bracket will be open. 9
Open
to
9 infinity.
infinity. This answer is clear. Hello Varun and the other Rupal, clear है ना ये वाला value? This one.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
Fine. Now do it for this one. इसका आंसर आप लोग बता दो यार, if you have done it. Zeros बताओ. What are the zeros? -11,
-11, -8.
-8, then 2/3 and 3/4, right? Which one is smaller? स्मॉलर कौन सा बताओ? हेलो, अरे ये तो बता दो कम से कम. 2/3 कितना होता है बताओ? व्हाट इज 2/3?
0.6.
0.6 होता है ना? हेलो, है ना? हेलो हेलो. एंड दिस इज
Right.
3/4 नहीं बता के 0.75 होता है ना? हेलो. तो विच वन इज स्मॉलर? 2/3. So 2/3 will come before, then you'll be having 3/4. What do you need to do? Start with the same signs, plus, minus, plus, minus, plus. Right. What do we need in this scenario? Less than, equal to 0. That means what sign you need? -1. Hello. So what will be the answer? Less than, equal to 0. 11 is on numerator. Right. 11 you can include. This will be what? -11. Which bracket you gonna use here? Hello. ब्रैकेट कौन सा यूज करोगे बताओ? यहाँ पे लेस देन इक्वल टू है. विच ब्रैकेट? क्लोज वन. हेलो, राइट? -11 टू, फॉर 8 विच ब्रैकेट? ओपन वन. हेलो, अरे हाँ या ना तो बोल दो. हेलो, दिस थिंग इज क्लियर,
हाँ.
Yes.
राइट? यूनियन, देन फॉर 2/3 विच ब्रैकेट यू गोना यूज? अगेन ओपन, है ना? फॉर 3/4 क्लोज्ड. हेलो, क्लियर?
Yes.
आइडिया लग गया? इनइक्वालिटी, व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज इनइक्वालिटी? क्या? Fine. Steps are
Yes,
what?
sir.
Find out the zeros, put it on the number line, start with the right hand side, plus, minus, alternative sign. Then see if it is in a denominator that you don't have to include. See, this is very important. ये पूरा आंसर आपका चेंज कर देगा. लेस ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू और लेस देन इक्वल टू, राइट? फाइन. तो साइन देखना इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अगर वो ग्रेटर देन जीरो सिर्फ कह रहा है, राइट, so obviously that particular number which is making this particular equation to be zero, right, you don't have to include that. ठीक है, यहाँ तक क्लियर है ना? यहाँ तक कोई क्वेरी है तो पूछ लो. If you have any query, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll end the class and we're gonna start, obviously, from the next class, solving sums and all these things out, right? यहाँ तक कोई query? Any doubt till here?
No.
पक्का ना? Those who are
Yeah.
watching the recording, right? I'll say just watch it slowly, write out the equation from your end, then solve it out. ठीक है? पहले खुद से लिखना, फिर solve करना. तो you'll get a clear idea कि what exactly is happening here. ठीक है? Fine. कोई doubt नहीं है ना? सही में clear है ना यहाँ तक सब कुछ? Everything is clear, right? Till here.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
ठीक है? Okay, guys. See you tomorrow. चलो, with the inequality part continuation है. Sorry, कल तो रेशियो प्रोपोर्शन का क्वेश्चन सॉल्व है ना. हाँ, ठीक है, मिलते हैं विद इनइक्वालिटी वाला. सॉरी, डीएलआर है ना? कितने बजे इसका टाइम दिया था मैंने? 11. देखा नहीं टाइम यार, एक मिनट देखना. टाइम फॉर दैट 11:15 है. ठीक है, 11:15 में मिलता है. चल, बाय बाय एंड टेक केयर. हाँ.